o'clock and the city comes to life. We feel the sun wrap her arms round this great land. Sounds of children and laughter fill the air. In my heart I know there's nothing to compare.
I would like to request the DJ to lead us through the anthems. And on my behalf and on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to request all of us to stand up. Thank you. I would like to say we recognize the presence and the arrival of our chief guest. He is none other than Honorable Kube Ketria. I don't know what I'm pronouncing well, but you'll forgive me. Yes, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the presence of Mr. Shetty and Miss Kahamba Daniela, who are representing Fairway Hotel. Thank you so much for being our host tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In a special way, we would also love to recognize the presence of Anita Florence, who happens to be the Human Resource Manager, Britannia. We also want to recognize the presence of Honorable Alex. Just raise your hand for them. Yeah, for those of us who don't know. He happens to be the Member of Parliament for Port City and the patron and chairman and board of trustees of the Pan-African Pyramid. We also want to recognize the presence of the founding speaker of the Pan-African Pyramid, and that's none other than Mr. Iroba. Thank you so much for organizing this beautiful event. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome one of the pioneer members of the Pan-African debate, Sabu Ogwag, to speak to us. Good
evening, members. I would like to start by recognizing the presence of the legislators in the House, our chairman, Mr. Andrew Lumumba, and all the members of PAC, and all well-wishers that have joined us tonight. I've not come alone. I came with my wife. She's over there, Mrs. Daniela Tabu. I've been asked by Andrew to share a brief overview, the journey that PAP has taken since its inception. I met Andrew in 2014. I think he had moved the journey 1 year from 2013. Back then it was called the Pan-African Live Debate. I was with TV Africa. Andrew and I moved together with the main objective of awakening the spirit of Pan-Africanism among the young people, and also try to build that intellectual discourse among these young people to rekindle that love of Africa. It has not been an easy journey, as I always tell Andrew. It is a journey full of tragedy and hope. The pyramid has celebrated 4 dinners. I think this is the 5th dinner in its 9th year of existence, with membership from all institutions around and members within the wider community. I've not been around for the better time of the struggle, but I want to take this opportunity as I close to thank the members of PAP for the hard work that they have continued, putting in the struggle, the sacrifices. There are no returns in Pan-Africanism. It is a struggle that has no returns. You only have to sacrifice and commit yourself for the greater good. Thank you very much, and I hope that we will live to see the fruits of your struggle. Anita, continue.
Thank you, thank you. I would like us to take this opportunity to invite James Kashaya. He happens to be one of the pioneer members of the Pan-African Pyramid and a senior member. He's a researcher and a human resource manager by profession. We welcome you to say a word.
The Pan-African movement is a platform that is promoting three things. One, it is promoting justice. There were a lot of injustices on African continent. You heard from the previous speaker, right off from slave trade, colonialism, and so many injustices, I think up to now. So this movement is trying to correct those historical distortions that were made by those ones that were by their leaders. Pan-Africanism is also promoting anti-racism. That's why here we have so many, by the way, partners who are not necessarily Africans. And I want you to clap for them, even those who are here. So, Pan-Africanism is not about even biology in terms of age, but it's about the ideology. So whoever is associated with ideology of the well-being of Africans, then is part of us. Good evening.
Thank you so much for that message. It was brief and good. I'm proud to say that NBS are the proud sponsors of Pan-African Pyramid. At this juncture, allow me to welcome the patron and the chairman board of trustees.
The representative of the Speaker of Parliament, and who is our guest of honor, the honorable members of Parliament present here, the leadership of PAP, with our Speaker, Andre Rumba, our sponsors who are here. I cannot forget Fairway Hotel. Actually now my appointments are always at Fairway Hotel because they have worked with us for a very long time. Why I put my weight behind the Pan-African Pyramid? Because I wanted something which would provide the thinking space. So you are still young. Many of our young people who attend Pan-African debates, some of us during our time when we had the professors at Makerere who would really challenge you, Professor Mujaju, Professor Mamdan, Josh Tandon, Carrasco. So as a young scholar, I would feel challenged and I say, must do something. So it was not accidental. But right now as we speak, you just get a chance to get a graduate from a university. When it comes to analytical skills that are very necessary and vital for this country to move forward, you shudder. Because they're just task-oriented, they just examination-oriented. They introduce semester system, which just gives very limited space for discovery, innovations. And just people are running around to pass exams so that they can present their papers and get jobs. It's very dangerous for the country and for the future of Africa.
So you are my African queen and I know, see I
Speaker and the Chairman of the Pan-African Pyramid. He doubles as the CEO of the SPY, Uganda. He is the President of the Independent Online Journalists Association. He is the Chairman of the Nyabiri Foundation. He is the MD Jai Industries Uganda Limited. And because of the dream that they built, he is partly the strong pillar that has brought us to the network here. Comrades, join me in welcoming Andrew Irumba Karusabe Atengi.
All protocol observed. Our forefathers in Pan-Africanism knew we would actually have issues with protocols. So they built, they made it very simple. They told us to say, dear comrades. So when they say dear comrades, they have actually covered all of you in your respective capacities. They just made it simple, comrade. The Pan-African Pyramid is an intellectual, non-partisan discussion forum built on the pillars of Pan-Africanism, patriotism and nationalism, whose ideal or pure expression is to revive intellectual discourse among the youth with a bias of reconstructing our lost Pan-Africanism, patriotism and nationalism values and spirit. We are a non-profit, non-racist organization fully registered under the laws of Uganda. We are gathered here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, not because you couldn't gather somewhere else, but because we have a cause that necessitated us to gather in this place at this time, and this is Pan-Africanism. We are gathered here to remember the selfless sacrifices of our forefathers who left their comfort zones for your sake. But as we remember them, we also use the same opportunity to remind amongst ourselves that it's not yet time to relax, because if you have your own journey to walk and pass on the baton like our ancestors did to us. So we gather here every last Friday of August to remind ourselves of the task that we have to pass on unto the next generation after us. Should we rest, then we shall have nothing to pass on. Dear comrades, the person speaking before you here was also initiated into Pan-Africanism by great Pan-Africans, some of whom have since passed on. On 14th of June 2021, during COVID-19, Professor Kataroko Kalsoke passed away. On March 20th, 2022, former Speaker of Parliament Jacob Olanya passed on. 25th August 2022, General Eli Tumwine also died. Now, Professor Kataroko, General Eli Tumwine, and Dr. Kirankuba are my initiators into Pan-Africanism. They are my teachers, but also someone among the young generation that actually had initiated into Pan-Africanism, and that is Christian Karungi, who died on 18th December 2021. May their souls rest in eternal peace. So my role as a movement leader who is still living is to keep the aspirations alive. The man who initiated me in Pan-Africanism, Professor Kataroko Kalsoke and General Eli Tumwine, they have simply rested by transitioning into another life because their dreams and aspirations are still alive through us. Whenever I was with Professor Kalsoke, he would actually tell me that if I carry his aspirations, he would never die. He would only take a nap and rest. The Pan-Africanism that we adopted were fused with racism. I do not want in this century to continue practicing racism, mistaking it for Pan-Africanism. So we want to make a very clear distinction. And somebody also said one thing, The same, Achimachembe said, if you don't like somebody's history, write your own. Write your own. So I would like to take the positives of my forefathers, but I would like to make corrections where we can. The Pan-Africanism I want to champion is that does not look at the skin color, that does not look at your age, that does not look at your sex, that does not even look at your geographical boundaries. No. I want to look at the ideology. And it's against this background that I have already explained that this year's Pan-African Awards, having coincided with the 50th commemoration anniversary of the expulsion of Asians from Uganda by the Idi Amin, we dedicated the awards to key leading African of Asian origin industrialists and entrepreneurs who have contributed to the economic development of Uganda in particular and Africa at large 50 years later. The Pan-African Pyramid Fraternity thinks that Pan-Africanism should have no correlation with racism, because racism is an extreme sign of backwardness. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made some achievements in the last 9 years that we've been here. And one of them is that in 2016, 2017 and 2018, we actually mobilized relief aid like clothes, food, scholastic materials, etc., and delivered them to refugees living in Kiliandongo, Bidibidi, and Rwamwanza settlement camps, respectively. And we call that Xmas with refugees. And you need to also know some of our humanitarian activities that we do. We do organize these debates every Friday here, mainly to help the young generation adopt the real Pan-African values and spirit, to understand. Every Friday we put up this platform for you to come and learn Pan-Africanism. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting a lot of time, I want to thank you so much, all of you, for coming, and I want to thank NBS TV. NBS TV has taken over this show every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. I want to thank them. Most give them a round of applause. Allow me to invite you to officially unveil a big journey. This is the start of a long journey that's going to traverse us the entire globe, mobilizing Africans to have something that unites them, an identity.
So we are going to witness the unveiling of the membership card of the Pan-African Pyramid. Go 3, 2, 1, 0. Congratulations. Africa is heading in the right direction, and thank you so much. So we're going to give an opportunity to our guests of honor, our chief guest, to sign.
Free your mind now.
I'd like to take this very opportunity as the rest of our guests is signing.
Free your mind now.
Thank you so much.
It helps us to track our membership. So whether you're in Ghana, you're in China, you're everywhere you are, once you get a card, our card, it will have a serial number. For any issue that we'll have, if you are a member, we will be in touch in a minute, wherever you are. We have global networks now that can deal with our membership.
My name is Kubeke Tedia. I represent the people of Bunyakam, the East. I would like to appreciate the Honorable Munda to have collaborated with the Speaker that I stand in to have stood in for her. I'm personally a Pan-Africanist, and I would like to mention Honorable Munda that from onwards, I would like to enroll as a life member of this Pan-African movement. The reason is that out of what I've gone through, first of all, by training, I'm a teacher. And as students, we used to learn political education, the liberation of South Africa, all that is at our fingertips. And then, when it came to teaching in Soga College in Muiri, I was a teacher of the Pan-African paper. African nationals. So I would like to appreciate, especially Lanit Ogwa, Mr. Gashaya, you have been preaching to the converted. But out of what you have said, I fully agree with you. And according to me, the artificiality that was brought in was started in the 1880s, where there was partition of Africa, where we had the boundaries, where you say, for you a Congolese, I'm a Ugandan. These are artificial boundaries. Personally, one time I went to Koboko. The red element is just 50 meters to DRC Congo. You look at the cassava plantation, then I was wondering, does somebody require a passport to come and pick this cassava, give a neighbor or a friend? The answer is you and me, no. I'd like to thank Honorable Rukunda and Mr. Irumba to have stood in and be connected between me and the speaker's invitation. And I can assure you that I am not naturally accepted, but I'm saying, from today onwards, I'm going to join as right member. How much is that? 1 million. So next week that one should be handled. And because the president, I'll be joining you and maybe we can light up certain fire within the Pan-African movement.
Thank you so much. Member, before you become a left member, the first one is going to be your own boss that sent you. Honorable, the right honorable speaker, Anita is a left member now of the Pan-African. Now the second one is of course the speaker himself here. We are two speakers, Honorable Anita and me. Now the third one is of course the Honorable Alice Ugora, the patron of this club, so we also hand over to him.
Thank you, congratulations.
The first one I'd like to ask Mr. Dawda to come and hand it over to a man from Nigeria and a woman from Nigeria.
Congratulations. We have particular awards to be handed over. We do it every time we get together. Thank you so much. A big round of applause. Thank you so much for the support.
I have from Sudan, Mr. Yakub Zeri.
Thank you. Congratulations for the great work. We appreciate your contribution. Thank you so much.
Almachon Stephen.
Almachon Stephen, wherever you are.
Oh, this one is the staff of Fairway Hotel. We started 2014. This gentleman has been here with us.
Wow.
And I left this award to be handed over to by his manager, Mr. Shetty. Mr. Shetty wanted to be the only handed over that award.
Congratulations. Thank you for the good job. Thank you so much.
And Mr. Christopher Mulimba is also a staff of Now, this is a certificate to Fairway Hotel now. Now, Mr. Shetty, you have to be at the CVA. Let Mr. Mulimba be the one to give you and record.
Congratulations. Thank you
so much for helping us, supporting us. Spy Uganda, Mr. Kamutu from Crazy. Yes, the chief editor.
Congratulations.
NBS Television. So, Mr. Frank, let's run.
Right Honorable Anita Among emboldens the true fruits and successes of African women emancipation struggles, who refused to pity herself but rather wrestled her male contenders to rise to the top, tracking down her selfless active involvement in the struggle for the rights of the African girl child and women emancipation in general, which struggles have finally molded her into Uganda's and Africa's first youngest female Speaker of the National Assembly is no way a mean achievement for women of Africa. Although Anita Anita joins the list of other current and former African women speakers of national assemblies like Maria Teresa Efo of Equatorial Guinea, Esperanza Laurinda Francisco of Mozambique, Nelly Butete Kashumba Muti of Zambia, and Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga of Uganda, among others. Anita Among cuts her age as the youngest female speaker ever to get to the speakership of a national assembly. The Pan-African Pyramid family therefore found it befitting to not only recognize her efforts but also use the same to encourage other women of Africa to stop categorizing themselves as special interest groups but rather rise up to the occasion.
This award is given to Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Anita Among. And this medal is also presented to, yes. Okay. I'm receiving that from the Speaker. And
Thank you so much. Deliver our message. Thank you so much.
that is the medal for the Speaker.
Sherali Bandali Jaffer is considered the father of racial harmony in Uganda. He was a member of the first post-independence parliament of Uganda representing Kampala West under the political party of the King of Buganda, Kabaka Yeka. He was among the Asians who were expelled by Amin, but when he arrived in Canada, among the over 55,000 out of the 80 then homeless Asians he hoped to settle, included Ugandans who had fled along from their brother Amin. Bandali negotiated their settlement in both Canada and UK, and up to today, those families are still living in peace and harmony there. Bandali, the founder of Fairway Hotel, was the first Ugandan to host Pope Paul IV at his home then on his maiden trip to Africa, which later turned into a home away from home to many Fairway hotels. At this 50th golden anniversary of expulsion of Asians from Uganda, the Pan-African Pyramid would like to award leading Asian industrialists and entrepreneurs who have contributed to the economic development of Uganda and Africa 50 years later. The Pan-African Pyramid Awards Committee has identified Sherali Bandali Jaffer as one of those whose immense contribution towards the development and unification of Africa through trans-African collaboration should be recognized and appreciated. It's not by accident that 9 years later, the Pan-African Pyramid has found a home away from home at Fairway Hotel. This is because, following in the footsteps of his father, the late Bandali Jaffer quickly embraced the dreams of Pan-African Pyramid when the founding Speaker and Chairman Andrew Rumba Katsabe approached him 9 years ago. After his death on July 22, 2018, his son Azza Jaffer Bandali, the grandson of Sherali Bandali Jaffer, has only fortified their dreams to see an Africa that transcends color, skin, race, age, sex, and geographical boundaries. Azza, without any fear of contradictions, believes that social and geographical boundaries are simply a creation of man and his mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to the senior Sherali Bandali Jaffer, Mr. Nils Jaffer, and now his grandson, Mr. Azza. And this award is presented to him on Mr. Shetty. We receive this on his behalf. Sherali Bandali Jaffer, who is not even with us right now, but his works will live on. That is the meaning of Pan-Africanism.
Congratulations and thank you. Deliver our message. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Speak for 2 minutes regarding health. First of all, I would like to thank the Pan-African Pyramid for organizing such a beautiful event with an intention of creating a sense of brotherhood and collaboration among all people, whether they lived in Uganda, in Africa, within or outside Africa. Thank you so much, sir.
Dr. Hasmukh P. Dawda is a distinguished regional businessman, entrepreneur, industrialist, and philanthropist in Uganda and Kenya. He is the proprietor of Britannia Allied Industries Uganda Limited, commonly known as Splash, and House of Manji, Kenya. In 1985, he established Jumbo Biscuits Limited, a confectionery maker under the House of Dawda group of companies in Kenya. In the mid-1990s, he moved to Uganda and started Britannia Allied Industries Uganda Limited, a company that processes fresh fruits to make splash fruit juice. They also manufacture tomato sauce, seasonings, bottled mineral water, confectionaries, among others. He has since established other companies both in Kenya and Uganda. In 2002, he used some of his assets in Uganda to buy House of Manji, a confectionery maker in Kenya which was collapsing. He pumped in money and experienced human capital and revived the business up to date. Dawda has helped hundreds of Ugandan and Kenyan less privileged youth realize their dreams by sponsoring their education, job opportunities, career guidance, hands-on skills, among others. Some of the vivid examples of his good hands is Mr. Ambrose Honoria, the current RDC Kotido district. The founding speaker of this very Pan-African Parliament and CEO SPY Uganda, Andrew Rumba Katsave, is also among the hundreds of African youth who have passed through his hands. Dawda has also supported schools including Anaka Senior Secondary School, where he donated bags of cement, hose, among others, to the Acholi community. In Kenya, Dawda decided to build his home in Kenya's biggest slum area, Kibera slums, in order to closely monitor and empower the less privileged with development skills, humanitarian works like cleaning slums, feeding street kids, among others. Dawda is undoubtedly known for having championed the Industrial Revolution in Uganda and Kenya.
I'd like to invite Mr. Vinay Dawda, the son of Dr. Hasmukh Dawda, who is the MD of Champ Limited and the School Online, to receive this award on behalf of his father.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you for the contribution that you and your family have made towards seeing Africa, better Africa, the Pan-African pyramid be what it is. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vinay.
Thank you.
Our chief guest tonight, honorable members of parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great honor this evening to receive this award on behalf of my father, Dr. Hasmukh Dawda. He sends his apologies for not being able to be with us this evening. He is truly a role model and a pillar, not only for our family, but thousands of families whose lives he has touched. His motto is service to humanity, is service to God, and he strongly believes in shared prosperity, because he says that wherever you are, if the people you work with and the society you live in does not prosper with you, you will never succeed in life. And he strongly, after leading an active business life, focuses full-time in service to the society, and being a Pan-Africanist, strongly only supports work within Africa and especially East Africa, because he believes that he's born here and whatever is earned is from Africa and he has to give back to Africa. Thank you very much.
Today, he's the CEO of African Chocolate Company. I said, so I would like to press him this medal on behalf of his father.
Congratulations. Thank you for the good job.
Honorable Alex Ruhuna, as he walks to his chair, is actually going to come back, because he's among the very first recipients of the Pan-African Awards. But at that time, we had not yet invented the medals. We are honoring Alex Ruhuna.
Congratulations. Thank you for the good job. Congratulations. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this moment. And we pray that you bless and sanctify the food we're going to have. In Jesus' name we pray. From 30, here we go. 30. 29, 15, 10, 9, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Congratulations upon another anniversary. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
shake banange. I wish you could shake kale mwenye zao.